You ever seen a movie on TV that got censored? Could be for gore or nudity, but I'm talking about the language. You hear a line that got redubbed or changed to something else and you think, wait a minute, that's not what they say. And then you realize, oh crap, I've been watching some watered down version. So you feel ripped off. You wasted your time. Those were the days, back when catching a movie on cable TV was a gamble. And after getting tricked too many times, I vowed to never watch a movie on TV ever again, because it was pointless. Boy, was I wrong. TV edits were a goldmine. I was missing out. So let's look at this unique practice from an almost bygone age. But first, a word from this video's sponsor. The holiday season is already right around the corner, so why not start shopping early and get that special someone on your list the perfect gift with today's sponsor, Kamikoto Knives. Kamikoto is creating incredibly crafted Japanese steel knives that have been developed using traditional techniques handed down for more than 800 years, dating back to the Edo period. Using steel sourced from authentic Japanese mills, each knife goes through a rigorous 19-step process that takes years to complete. Then, each blade is individually inspected, so you're guaranteed to receive an authentic and high-quality product every time with Kamikoto. There's a reason why Kamikoto Japanese steel knives are used by star chefs all around the world, and they come with a lifetime guarantee. The knives even come in a beautiful heavy-duty ash wood box that not only looks great, but also keeps them safe. Right now, Kamikoto's Black Friday sale is going on, so head on over to kamikoto.com/Cinemassacre, or click the link in the description and use code Cinemassacre to get $50 off your purchase, on top of any other special offers. Again, that's kamikoto.com/Cinemassacre, code Cinemassacre. Censoring movies on TV was always a perplexing thing to me. It's not perplexing why they do it, it's how they do it. I always preferred the good old-fashioned beep, or bleep as it's called a lot of times. I like the bleep because it doesn't try to fool anybody. The bleep is unquestionable. It's loud, it's obnoxious, it's not trying to sneak one past you. It almost highlights the word, making it stick out in a funny way, as if to say, sorry, we didn't want to do this, so please forgive us and hear this bleep. You can't help but hear it. It would be like if I was just talking, real casual, real normal like this, and then I just say, curse word, and then 5 seconds later I say, curse word. It commands the attention. It takes the focus away from the entire speech. It's almost making fun of the censorship. In fact, I'm a big fan of intentional bleeping for the purpose of comedy. I know I've heard it done on South Park many times, where a character will go into some rant and all you hear is beep, beep, beep. It's funny.
Hey, you squatty ass shit! What the is wrong with you? You must be some kind of to be able to ignore a crying child! Whoa, dude!
But there's another practice of censoring swears, and that's by silencing the words. Oh, I despise that. It's when the audio drops out, like somebody hit the mute button. It's disorienting. It makes me feel like my hearing's going bad. Kind of like if you plug your ear with your finger. It fucks with your senses. It disrupts the flow. You didn't fool us. We know you took something out, so why not just have a bleep? And here's the thing. I never got to the bottom of why a film is bleeped versus when it's silenced. What are the rules there? Oh, and it's real funny how they only started blurring or covering the mouths in more recent history. Like one day, some TV executive found out all of a sudden that there exist people who can lip read. Wow. What do you know? Who would have thought? How surprising. And I just doubt that many of them complained about the swearing to begin with. Know what's the worst? The radio edits on songs. Sometimes it mutes the word, but you ever hear when it does that weird scramble effect? Like, what the hell is that? And it's not like censoring dialogue in a movie. Here, you're actually messing with the musical flow. Whoever invented that weird scramble noise anyway? How about a big fucking cartoon bell sound? But of course, the best example in movies is when they redub the line. This shows effort. They went through the trouble to slip one past you. When done well, you hardly notice, but lots of times it falls flat to hilarious effect. So look, we know the reasons. You can't just swear all the time on TV. But the rules aren't that plain and simple. It depends what network it's on. If it's one of the main networks, then chances are it's going to be censored. If it's HBO, you're good to go. Fuck. Some networks have it where they're allowed some swearing, but only past a certain time of night. I don't know. I've heard all kinds of different things. AMC is a strange one. They will butcher movies all around the clock, but it's the Walking Dead channel. It's the channel that lives and breathes on adult-geared shows like Breaking Bad. It's complicated because channels like this can decide whether or not they want to censor it. If it has swearing, it limits the type of advertising they can show, and that cuts into the budget. So I think on the main networks, it's more of an FCC issue, whereas on all those other cable networks, it's more of an advertising decision. But the weird part is they don't censor ass, they censor hole. So somebody somewhere had to make the decision that the offensive part was the word hole. But the weirdest decision, something I've remembered since the 90s, was when they aired Waterworld on TV. The line comes where the villain, played by Dennis Hopper, says,
"You know, he's like a turd that won't flush."
He's referring to the protagonist. The intent is clearly he's trying to get rid of the guy, but he can't. Well, the version that came on TV shockingly changed the line to "that guy's like a toilet that won't flush." First of all, it makes no sense. How is he like a toilet? He can't flush? What does that mean? And you can't say turd on TV? Was that ever on a list of banned words? Anywhere? Turd? That's a kindergarten level swear. Everybody's heard turd. Who was back there making the decisions? Well, we better play it safe. Turd is the same thing as shit, you know. It brings into question, why is shit bad? Shit equals poop equals turd. Same thing.
He called the shit poop.
But whatever the case, does taking out the swears really ruin a movie? I think often yes, but it depends. Sometimes it's an improvement because some of these redubs are priceless. One of the most famous examples is Snakes on a Plane. Here's the original line.
"I have had it with these motherfucking snakes on this motherfucking plane."
It's one of the best. And it's Samuel L. Jackson. You expect him to swear. But here's the TV edit.
"I have had it with these monkey fighting snakes on this Monday to Friday plane."
Wow. Play it again.
"I have had it with these monkey fighting snakes on this Monday to Friday plane."
It's amazing. There's not a single word of it that makes any sense. Monkey fighting snakes? There's no monkeys in the film, let alone monkeys that are being fought by the snakes. And Monday to Friday plane? Does that mean it's a 5-day flight? Or it only flies on weekdays? What's it mean? It doesn't matter because it's perfect. Nobody is watching Snakes on a Plane to take it seriously. It's a silly line for a silly film. It doesn't pretend.
Everybody strap in. We're about to open some freaking windows.
Of course, one of the all-time famous swears is from Die Hard. Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker.
Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker.
It's so good, it was repeated for the sequel.
Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker.
But when the TV censors got to it, this is what happened.
Yippee-ki-yay, Mr. Falcon.
Oh man. Mr. Falcon. Just to be clear, there was no character in the film named Mr. Falcon, but they went out of their way to add the name into an earlier scene just to establish a Mr. Falcon so that later the new line would make sense. It's fantastic. And you can tell it's not even Bruce Willis's voice. I heard it was an editor, but I'm not even sure. It doesn't matter who it is. It's great. And now you can watch Die Hard 2 with the whole family.
Oh, we don't need any Monday morning quarterbacks.
Get Monday morning. My wife's on one of those planes these guys are fooling with. That puts me on the playing field.
Speaking of the term motherfucker, it's a word combo that's so commonplace, it rolls off your tongue so naturally. The muffa sound just feels so good, but nobody questions it. Nobody asks what it means. Those who try to make it into something literal are just having a laugh. But It's a ridiculous word that means nothing to begin with, and that's why TV edits are able to replace it with monkey fighting, Mr. Falcon, melon farmer, and almost any combinations of words that start with MF. Yippee-ki-yay, monster fungus. Yippee-ki-yay, mini futon. Yippee-ki-yay, maggot farter. Yippee-ki-yay, muffin fumble. Yippee-ki-yay, mushroom funnel. Yippee-ki-yay, Muppet Funny! Yippee-ki-yay, Munchkin Father! Yeah, those are good. Sometimes the new line actually makes a little bit more sense, like in Scarface. Here's the original.
Where'd you get the beauty scar, tough guy? Eating pussy?
And here's the TV edit.
Where'd you get that beauty scar, tough guy? Eating pineapple?
Either way, the reaction fits. He's just as confused as we are. Which would be more likely to get a scar from? I might be overthinking it. And then there's ones that just don't even try to make sense. There's a famous one in Big Lebowski. Here's the original clip.
You see what happens when you fuck a stranger in the air? That's what happens.
And now, here's the altered clip.
You see what happens when you find a stranger in the Alps? That's what happens.
Amazing. But there's more.
This is what happens when you feed them scrambled eggs.
What? Something about scrambled eggs? I don't know. Maybe it makes sense. I mean, if I saw the whole TV edit, maybe there's an earlier scene where he has some experience with a stranger in the Alps involving feeding someone scrambled eggs. It probably makes perfect sense, right? Now, check out this scene from Dumb and Dumber.
Then maybe our friendship isn't worth a damn. Maybe we should call it quits right now.
You just tell me where to sign, bud.
Right on my ass after you kiss it!
And well, listen what they did with it.
Right on my sandwich after you kiss it.
Tremendous. They didn't even pick a one-syllable word. It almost seems like Jim Carrey just messing around. Like, here, Jim, say whatever you want. You could insert almost any Jim Carrey quote.
Right on my ass. User! Right on my hookhead! Right on my...
A real funny TV edit that was intentionally comedic was Hot Fuzz. They keep replacing fuck with fudge and funk, and Jesus Christ becomes peas and rice.
Peas and rice!
You're a doctor. Deal with it.
Yeah, Mother Hubbard.
In horror films, they got to be careful or else they lose the serious tone. In The Exorcist, they did a pretty good job, actually. Here's the original line.
Your mother sucks cocks in hell, Paris, you faithless swine.
And here's the TV edit.
Your mother still rots in hell.
You don't really notice anything's changed, but they did a great job spoofing it on a classic SNL sketch.
What did you say, little girl?
Your mama so soft and smell.
Perhaps the most classic swear in the entire history of film was in Gone with the Wind.
Where shall I go? What shall I do?
Frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn.
By today's standards, that's pretty mild. But in 1939, wow, that was rough. In fact, producer David Selznick had to fight to keep the word in the movie. The Hays office wouldn't allow words like damn or hell, but eventually they made an exception if the words were important for historical context or quotes from a literary work. Damn was in the book, and had it not have been, I don't know what else Clark Gable would have said. But now, I have something a little special for you. Here's an edit of Gone with the Wind. Yeah, exclusive. Check it out. Frankly, my dear, I don't give a fuck. Yeah, right? That would be an improvement. They would have just went straight for the F-bomb. How about reverse censorship? Adding swears to classic movies. Of all the shit shows and all the fucks in this fucked up world, she fucks up my life. Fuck you. Well, boy, you can just fuck your mother.
Are you a good witch or a bad witch?
But I just fucking told you, I'm not a witch, you ass. Bitch, you're old and ugly. So when it comes to TV edits, it's like an art form of its own. It could be done badly, it could be done well, it could be done to get an intentional laugh, and it brings a whole new dimension to the movie. Sure, the idea of it is kind of silly. I'm not going to show my kids a TV version of Commando just because they took out some words.
Bull crap!
If you're going to watch an R-rated movie, then watch an R-rated movie. If you're trying to watch something with the family or the kids are in the room, just watch something else, right? But this practice of altering films gives a unique experience, and it puts movie swears to the test. It asks the question, can you lose that word and still preserve the integrity of the film? Do Martin Scorsese films really have to say fuck that many times for it to be good?
Every lousy wise guy still around, I'll take a piece of your filthy Jew act. You're being warned. Don't ever go over my head again, you stupid sucker, you.
Just something to think about. TV is the test to the shit. In fact, sometimes the TV edits actually add scenes, such as Halloween. They film new scenes that weren't in the original theatrical version. I remember a friend telling me he remembered some scene where Dr. Loomis was talking to Michael Myers as a child, but the scene wasn't there, so we figured it was just his imagination. But later on, we found out the scene did exist, and it was the TV version. That messes with your memory. With all these extended TV edits, if they never got a DVD release and were never preserved, they fade from history and sort of achieve a little bit of an urban legend status. But nowadays, I would assume they don't make TV edits as often. With all the premium TV channels that exist, why would you ever need to watch an R-rated film on a basic channel? Now that I think about it, it's a shame that so many of these hilarious TV edits are disappearing. There's probably so many more out there just waiting to be rediscovered. So if you happen to have taped any off TV from the 80s or 90s, you might want to save those. As time passes, I see this all fading away. Ironic how something we felt was ruining art is now sort of its own type of art that's becoming extinct. So, I don't know. Dig into those TV archives and you might just find a redub that's been waiting decades to be seen again.